I'm heading to St Pancras International Station to catch the Eurostar to France. I just finished a bike mechanics course and wrapped up some loose ends in London, so decided to take my Brompton Theo on an interrail around France and visit some friends for a month or so. And this is a documentation of my journey. So, I'm in Paris. I found this lovely garden that's just on the roof of the station. And I'm waiting to see what platform my train is on so that I can go to Pierre's. I've got off the train and I'm cycling now to Sebastian's. I was told it was behind the church and I saw a church, so I went to the wrong one. I asked someone for directions from there and they said the right way. One of the people who lives here saw me walking around and came and gave me this marmalade. Still warm, fresh made. I've just gone in the river and it's got the dead and red rocks. Let's see if there's one for sure. And that makes me happy. I stayed a few weeks at a friend's house, right, looking down onto the sea, so I could swim every morning, every evening, whenever I wanted. And I worked during the days mostly on a farm of one of his friends, doing the harvesting or tending the fields or whatever needed doing. And currently cycling away from Pierre's to go to the sea, where we're going to go on a boat called the Swallow. It's going to take all day to get there, but I'll catch up on the flip side. I'm currently cycling up a really tall hill, Quimper, which I'm not going fast, but hopefully I'll plateau now. So I'm still climbing. Been climbing for like 4 kilometers. Hopefully, who knows. I've stumbled across this great orchard. I thought it was pretty enough to share. I made it on the boat. And now it's time to sleep. I was invited to go stay on a lovely old boat for a week or so, called the Swallow, and we just sailed around We fished, we did little repairs on the boat. Here I'm fixing the rigging. Yeah, it was lovely. It was quite tiring for me because no one spoke English and I'm not so good at French. I felt a bit like a toddler, not knowing the language that everyone seems so used to. One day we accidentally sailed into a French nuclear submarine base and we got detained by the Navy and ID'd. We were let go eventually and we went and docked and went to a pub concert. But yeah, this was my time on the Swallow. I'm up on this old road to new ones. We're currently near Brest. I'll catch you up on the other side. I'm waiting under this holly bush for Theo, for the rain to pass. So I'm currently cycling on my way to Guingamp station. It's 5:15 and the roads are completely empty and the stars are out. It's a lovely cycle. So I've just got on a train going to Les Roches, which is where the problem is. My train from Paris to Valence was cancelled because of a problem on the line, and I thought I've gotten on a small bike, a small train with Theo, and I'll cycle past the blockade and get on a platform afterwards. Hopefully that'll work. We'll see. Nighttime cycle to the station and caught the train to Paris. All was well until I got to Gare de Lyon, where I looked up to the departure board and saw that the previous train had been cancelled. Then, one by one, all of the trains flipped to cancelled. The police barricaded the station, and it looked like a scene from an apocalypse movie, with crowds of hundreds of people, waving tickets and money in the air, being held back by armed police. Pierre told me about a local train to Lyon from a different station that would take about 8 hours. I cycled down to the other station. The train was delayed, but I got on. I thought I could cycle past the disruption in the lines, which turned out to have been a sabotage on the railway, and then get on a train beyond it. I got on my next train past the problem, and was 26 kilometers from the station I was heading when the train hit someone. I was stuck there for another few hours, but I got there in the end, and had dinner and a swim, and then off to bed in the early hours. Every cloud has a silver lining. I've got 2 great windows for view and a full bed. Poor thing didn't read the sign. Deer crossing here. So this is my bed for the night, amongst the corn. There's Theo. Here's where I sleep. And it's great. No one can see me. No one will, because I leave in the early morning. It's a bit too hot for a sleeping bag, so I'm using mine as a pillow.